My name is Mark Rishik, and I work with the Halton Catholic District School Board in Burlington, Ontario, Canada. We are a publicly funded educational institution with approximately 5,500 employees. I have been in the industry for approximately 20 years, with much of that time spent in privacy and information management roles, often with a compliance type requirement. A typical workday for me might include responding to complex information requests, which involves reviewing privacy legislation. It might involve working through various privacy breaches that occur. I also spend a lot of time reviewing the third-party service providers' privacy policies and terms and conditions to determine the risk level associated with the various services that the school board uses. I have quite an interesting background. In my youth, I started working, I was a musician. I worked in the music industry, and I was very fascinated with how technology impacted the music business. I then worked on the business side of things with a particular interest in copyright, music publishing, and protecting music copyright. In the early 2000s, I started working as a technical writer, and many of the job opportunities that were presented to me involved documenting incident response procedures. Was also very much involved in business analysis, and you'll hear me talk about this a lot anytime you talk to me, that it's very important to understand business process so that you can better understand how to apply various types of controls. And then around 2007, I got into a more formal compliance type role, working on an information security team, and my role was involved privacy management. Not privacy, but records management, which touched on privacy, but also involved working on the various types of activities that you would do to classify information according to risk. I then accepted a security governance role working with a company called BlackBerry, initially called Research in Motion, in 2010. From that point on, I accepted, when I left BlackBerry around 2013, I became more involved in more information management work, configuration type jobs involving working with records and information management systems, document management systems, setting up access controls, applying permissions, and conducting assessments on the type of information that these systems contained. It's really about understanding business issues and applying the type of control that works for the business, while at the same time reducing the impact of a cyber incident. And I think really the biggest takeaway is communication, understanding the business issues that are really essential if you want to be an effective cybersecurity leader. As far as the a takeaway, I think when you look and spend time understanding the various domains, you really get a much better perspective on the frameworks and the type of standards and the type of process reviews that you need to undertake to be a more effective business cybersecurity leader at the executive level. There were a couple things that really, I think, makes it stand out. Number one, it is business issues. It's really understanding communication and being able to lead an institution through the various complex issues that arise with regard to cybersecurity. I think another aspect of it, just having the word chief in the certification name, really sets certain expectations in the marketplace. So when an institution, an organization is looking at possibly hiring somebody or pursuing this certification for their staff, they are doing so with the expectation that the person that takes that program will come out of it and be able to communicate effectively with C-level or executive management. I do feel that the moment that I came out of that program, I felt this level of anxiety that I used to have ceased to exist. And I think that's because of the confidence that I acquired going through the program and knowing that I'm as good as others that are out there. And I think that just being able to go through it helped me garner respect from others in the industry that I work in. And I can speak with a certain level of authority and know that people will listen to me and take what I say seriously. I think that is absolutely true. I think that any leader, now it doesn't have to be an IT leader, it could be a business leader that is really interested in security and wants to explore and take on more executive level activities that are associated with the delivery and execution of a cybersecurity program. Now, if you are working in a more technical role, managing a security ops team or a group of penetration testers, and maybe that's all you've been doing, the program will open up the doorways into other parts of the discipline that will help you grow more professionally and develop the type of skills that you need to really effectively manage at a high level a security team or a security management system. Again, it's probably one of those differences that come up is that you're managing at a senior level. So for some people that have a hard time letting go of the technical aspects, it would be a good choice for them so that they can see the other side. And so in that regard, I would say yes to anyone who wants to pursue it, that they should do it. And if anything, they will walk away with more effective communication skills and leadership skills that will help them in their current role, whether it be managing a security ops team or a group or a team of penetration testers. Let's start with the first question. And so I like to use analogies to explain some of these to respond. Now, think of if you're building a house and you want to build your house, you want to be strong. Well, you want to build a strong foundation in your home or your house or any building. If you don't, the moment that a big storm passes through, your house or your building will topple down, and that will lead to a disaster. Now, that's the same with cybersecurity. You need to have a solid foundation or understanding of all the core domains to be able to build and nurture and mature those processes that touch all of those domains. For me, it's a tough question to answer because a lot of my current role is really involved in the domain one, which involves privacy management, which is a big part of my day. But I also love security awareness, which I'm involved in. And I often, anyone who knows me knows that I like to write about it. And I will use internal as well as external channels to share what I know, what I learn, and to engage in conversation with the general public. I think it's important to, as a leader, to be able to look at different perspectives and to be able to step into that role when needed. For me, it was a pleasant surprise. Now, I think what it'll do for me is it'll help me in my institution. I've already received congratulations from our director of education, which is the equivalent of a CEO in the institution that I work for. So I am already receiving a lot more respect. I also think that it will potentially expose me to be part of other opportunities that will make the online world a safer place and a more creative place for future generations to prosper from. I would absolutely recommend it, and I think I know you'll hear me say this a lot in other types of discussions I'm involved in, that you get what you put into a program. And the good thing about the certification, the CISO certification, is that all of the tools that you need to build and grow are there. And for anybody who wants to succeed, especially if your goal and your drive is to be on the executive team, take the course, take the program, read the books, participate in the group exercises, have the discussions. You'll meet new people along the way, and I think that in the end, you'll come out of it being a much more effective leader. And at least for me, I feel like I've taken a gigantic step forward in my career, and it's like there's so many possibilities out there. So yeah, I think anyone, my peers, take the course, take the program, spend the money on it. It's worth the investment, and you can have the word certified chief on your resume, which looks pretty good.